Hi everybody, Cash here. Thank you again for joining in to Why Not Reactions. Hey, I've got a real special guest for us today. We're going to do something a little bit different at first. I have a guest, Bev Johnson. Bev has a fascinating background. She's extremely talented, comes from a very talented family, knows everybody in the music business. So without further me talking, I'm going to introduce to my friend, Bev Johnson.
Hi, nice to be here.
I'm so glad you're here, Bev. Hey, listen, I know I'm going to throw out a couple of names, and you just kind of jump in and tell me how those names work.
All right.
Talk to me about your brother, Anthony Armstrong Jones, Conway Twitty, Vince Gill. I'll stop there. Bev.
Well, it's
and again, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the interest. Love to talk about all of them. My brother, it was sort of like a little genius. My mother said he picked up a guitar or the broom and started like playing the guitar and singing it too. But he met Conway Twitty at about age 15. I had a stage mother, and she sort of had us working early. And started working with Conway and ended up traveling with him right after high school. Well, really in the summers all through high school. And he had 5 albums out, voted most promising male artist.
Wow.
In the 70s and 80s, and just a genius and beautiful, beautiful spirit and soul and entertainer.
And what kind of, what was the whole genre? I mean, I think it was, tell me about the whole genre of the music.
Well, Conway Twitty, how we met him, and I remember it clearly, he was singing on the telethon in Oklahoma City. And my brother was booked on there too, and he heard him sing and met my parents. And Conway had several records in the pop music and was not happy. His manager had stole him blind, and he was trying to make a transition into country music, and actually really kind of broke down. My mom and dad were there behind stage, and he was going through a really hard time. He was broke. He's told my parents that he had a wife and 3 little small children in a South Side Oklahoma City hotel. He didn't know what he was going to do, and he just kind of collapsed in my dad's arms. And it was just a God thing, really. And my dad just scooped him up and said, "We're going to go get your family, and we're going to take care of everything." And it just evolved. I mean, he literally left Oklahoma City and left his wife and 3 kids at our house.
Oh, goodness.
And went on with his band, and that sort of was the beginning of a lifelong friendship.
That's a country western lyric song.
It is.
Those are great lyrics.
It is. My parents wrote his first country recording. And so he took my brother, and he was the one that got my brother his first record deal, and I think he was 17.
Oh, wow.
And had his first hit at about 18, and then went on the road with Conway right out of college, and lasted a long time.
And did you sing with Conway?
I did sing with Conway and Ronnie. His real name was Ronnie Jones. Conway changed his name to Anthony Armstrong Jones. And Conway Twitty's real name is Harold Jenkins. So,
oh my, ooh, good trivia.
At that time, everybody usually had a stage name unless you had a great one. But yes,
how do you get Conway Twitty out of Harold Jones?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think it was Conway said that because he was born in Moon Lake, Mississippi, which was real close to Arkansas or whatever. And there's a Conway, Arkansas.
Oh yes.
That he always thought that was a cool name. And then Twitty, I don't know how the Twitty bird came out. I think it was a Twitty bird, actually. And he just thought Conway Twitty, and who wouldn't forget that, you know?
Who would forget that?
And and he said, actually, that Bye Bye Birdie, remember the musical Bye Bye Birdie? And they did a movie. Well, it was based on Conway Twitty and Elvis Presley.
Oh my goodness, my goodness.
So Elvis going away to the army, and but anyway, it was really interesting.
And then you continued to sing?
I did. I continued to sing. Well, I quit for a while. I needed to get through middle school and high school and graduate, and I did go to college. You know, music was hard. And of course I met a musician at 16, and he was a great singer and musician, and so we eventually married young, and we formed a band for my brother. And he went on the road on his own, and you know, he traveled. He sang with Conway when he could, but he traveled. We promoted him and went on the road, and then he just became ill, and we.
I'm sorry.
It was hard, really. He was and so we came off the road, and then we were sort of in Oklahoma City, and Vince Gill said, "Hey, I saw y'all play, and I want to go."
Wow.
Yeah, he had a little bluegrass band, stand-up bass, and he said, "I want to do some country rock," and so that's where I joined Vince Gill's band.
Oh, goodness.
And
I saw one photo of you online with a band called Mountain Smoke.
Mountain Smoke.
So it was that the band name when you met Vince Gill?
Yes,
Or, okay.
yes, that was Vince's first band.
Oh, that was Vince's first.
Yes, that was the name. We kept the name.
Yeah.
When we sang together a couple of years, and then he was offered to go to join Pure Prairie League, and the singer died, and so he moved on to California, and he asked some of us to come, and we just were too young and dumb, and he went on to, of course, be Vince Gill.
Oh, sure.
But we kept it together. It was the urban cowboy craze and phase, and we just became the it band and had an amazing 11 years we were together.
Well, it sounds like it was a lot of fun.
So much fun. It was just so much fun. It was really
And did
great.
you tour? I mean, did you travel?
We did tour. Most of the guys all had jobs, some, and so it was part-time, usually Wednesday or Thursday through Sunday or something. We booked all over, mostly Oklahoma. We kept it, occasionally we would go out of the state some, but, it was sort of a part-time.
Did you come down to Texas often?
I think we did play Dallas a couple of times, and but it was just, we opened for a lot of people. We opened for
Charlie Pride
Daniels,
Charlie Daniels.
just everybody that came through town.
Yeah,
we opened for them, and it's kind of a funny thing though. The band was stand-up bluegrass even before we joined them, because my husband at the time, and he's 5-octave voice, and it was amazing. And so we really brought an Eagles type flair to the country and to the country rock and Linda Ronstadt type feeling. And but just before we did, Kiss was playing a show in Oklahoma City. And of course, Kiss, and they got a call, and they're like, the guy called our leader at the time, which was the guy that played stand-up bass, and said, "You've got to open for Kiss. I can't find any band." The band that was going to open for him backed out, and Kiss wouldn't go on without a band to open for him. And he's like, we can't play to Kiss. I mean, we're bluegrass, and so just go out and stay on there as long as you can. You just have to get on there. And of course, he said they were throwing things at him, and before I joined, but they were just like going out there trying to do it, and they're like all these painted faces on the front row and everything, and they're all booing and hissing and
that's gotta be hard.
Yeah. Well, they did it. They did it for a friend, but Kiss came on and played. But the guy was just desperate. But can you imagine?
No. Now, were you the singer, or were you?
No, it was just before we joined them.
Okay.
Just before. We did. No, I just sang. Yeah, I sang.
You sang. So you didn't play it.
No, I wasn't. I played a mean tambourine. That's about it.
Well, honey, that's good. That's good. I play. I'm just mean at everything. I don't play anything. No, I just sang, and we had 6 vocals, so it was 6. Wow.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. It was just a great band.
And do you still sing?
I still do. Well, I mean, for fun now, of course. It's just like, for a long time we were together. And then when we did finally break up, I just was kind of lost, of course, and went through a divorce and all kinds of things. But I moved to Dallas, really, and I recorded jingles.
Jingles?
Yeah, TM,
wow.
Yeah, here.
Advertising jingles. Wow.
Yeah, it was really fun.
That was.
And so I helped in the selling of the jingles there and the recording of them, but it was a lot of fun. But I finally had to get a job. I mean, but that's why I went to Southwest Airlines and became a flight attendant. I know.
Look at this. Did you sing on the microphone?
I hated it. I was occasionally for fun, but I really was not cut out for it too much. I had dogs, and you have to leave them for 3 days in a hotel, and then you're gone for 4 days. And I was just like, my dogs. I was just. I took a leave of absence, and my parents had retired down to Lake Eufaula. And so I took a leave of absence. My dad wasn't doing very well, and I went down to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And that's where I met my current husband. And the next time I went back to Scottsdale was moving my furniture. He was moving my furniture out of there back to Oklahoma. But I'm in rural Oklahoma thinking, what am I going to do here? So we went out to the Fountainhead Resort, which is a big resort on Lake Eufaula. And so there was a little bar there, and there was this girl there doing karaoke in there. And I thought, Long story short, I, of course, got the equipment, and I did great. I had so much fun. We'd have it out on the lake. There was a restaurant out on the lake that we do karaoke on Wednesday nights, and the boats would all come around. You know, for many years, I did really well doing karaoke.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun till my husband and I decided to move to Dallas.
Yeah.
He wanted something different, and he just didn't want me in clubs and working
Yeah.
late at night. So now it's just all
a pretty
for
girl
fun.
like you out doing that by yourself.
It's just all for fun now.
Yeah.
But I've never stopped singing, but just for fun. You know.
Okay, well, we won't ask you to sing unless you just want
Well,
to.
thank you.
We're so thrilled to have Bev. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me.
That's fascinating background. We're gonna ask Bev if she'll stay with us and do a couple of the Why Not reactions
Yeah.
to a couple of videos. So we've got a couple of songs getting ready to go. So thank you,
Well,
and
thank you for having me.
we'll see you in a minute.